I'm very excited. I'm very excited for you to meet Colin because he entertained us for probably 2 hours one afternoon when we said, we like this guy. We want to meet him, see what he's all about. And this is what he's all about, being different and doing it with friends. Let's see. Am I doing this right?
You're all right.
All right. I need a little help, I think. You're not standing.
They're only $6,000.
All right, I'm putting them here. I'm sold. So it's up to you and I to finish up the day.
I'm headlining.
Okay, but what I want you to notice is behind us is that this man is a slasher, polymath, polyglath, whatever.
I didn't know you were going to take this seriously. I am an aspiring autobiographical writer, though, and an aspiring model. And Jesus was a carpenter, so we're all a little bit of a carpenter, right? He's everywhere, Jesus.
So the good thing about Colin is that he's lived all over the world with his parents who have just keep moving around.
My mom's in the house.
Yes.
Yay!
And he speaks 3 languages, and he's only 23 years old. And that's like just giving like the smallest little biographical fact.
And
What?
I realize I'm quite trendy. I'm wearing a hat.
That's true.
That's so fall 2035.
Did you make your shirt?
I did, which is glitchy. I started all the trends.
Every time I see you, you have a different printed shirt on.
I know.
Hey, we have insurance, but don't fall down. Well, what I wanted to do, I wanted to, in your own words and in your humorous way, describe how you ended up on the stage today because of all these things you do, and maybe explain a little bit more about the work you do and the studio and where you live and all that kind of stuff.
So I have a store, and I live in the store. So that was. I started basically making T-shirts in high school, like most New York City kids do. And I went to like a super math and science high school, and I was like this little blonde, 4'8", really unpubescent kid. And I was like, I'm amazing, I'm gonna do everything, blah, 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 blah. And everyone's like, yeah, right, shut up, man. So I started making T-shirts with my friends, and like I got kind of like a buzz, and people were like, oh, that's like the T-shirt kids. So we were like, we'd sell them on like Broadway on like ironing boards, and no one would buy them. And we'd be like, damn it, we should have trend forecasted much harder this time. We should have picked green. Green! It's always green. Who knew? Who knew?
Well, you should tell them what your favorite color is right now.
I think it's going to be mustard yellow, which no one mentioned.
No, but that was because it was last season.
Really? Was it? Was it last season?
You do it.
Did not do well?
Great.
Didn't do well? Well, I don't think green's going to do well, so whatever, you know? Definitely not the purple. Who was the purple there?
We promise you, if you do purple,
Yeah, a little bit of.
but maybe you'll do like a you know, like kind of a blue violet.
Yeah.
Because you like blue, I can see that.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, continue. Let's talk about what you've been doing.
Yeah, so then I deferred for a year to play soccer in Brazil from high school to college, and like the professional soccer life has a lot of downtime, and I didn't speak Portuguese, so I didn't have many friends, so I like kept designing as like you do when you're alone, and I was like, well, this is something that I keep doing, so I came back to America, like I met a couple of kids I went to NYU, and I was a math major, and a couple of kids that I knew how to make websites, and that was like the big turn for my life. And I put like my clothes on a website, and I got a couple like rappers to wear it, and people started ordering from all over, and I was like in my dorm getting these orders, and I was like, holy shit, like, this is crazy. So I'd like write letters to the people, and I'd be like, dude, where are you from? Like, let's hang out. If I'm ever in Switzerland, like, I want to come over. And then I draw like the Swiss flag, and, like say like you've never been in a war and stuff like that.
Hey, you know what? I want to remind you to talk about when you package up your things to send them out. This is like so crazy.
Yeah, so I was doing that in my dorm, and I was drawing because every order I got was like so special to me. So like now that I'm still doing it, like people will email me like, hey, draw like Jerry Garcia and draw all these weird things. So I have to like always consistently draw on the packages and write like letters and stuff. And like I think the people that order for me know who I am. It's very transparent, which I also know is trendy. So I'm really not doing anything original right now. Or you're just on my website at all times.
Well, what I thought was so incredible is that every package that you send out, he actually draws on it and draws like something special and original. And I thought, like, wow, what an unbelievable thing in today's world.
Yeah, the better the name, the better the drawing, the better, like, the place you live.
What happens if it gets better and better?
Yeah, or, like, sometimes I'll draw, like, what I'm designing the next line and be like, here's a sneak peek. Or, like, say something funny or something. If you have a good name, that helps usually. Or, like, I'll practice drawing on it, stuff like that.
I want to ask you something. What inspires you? Where does all this creativity come from?
Mama, no, but yeah, she's awesome. But I think a huge part of it is that like I called it KidSuper, and like people call me KidSuper, so it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like the more I call myself a superhero, the more I gotta like save lives. So I started with t-shirts. I get into saving lives, as we all know here.
Well, I think that it's so great that like you let your inner 8-year-old out.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think I just am an 8-year-old. I'm not really. It's really not hard for me to let this out. But yeah, no, it's been great, like, the fact that I'm here in front of how many people are here just because I started making t-shirts in high school is kind of crazy, and people are, like, clearly copying my trend-setting ways.
And I wanted to ask you, because the last time we talked, you talked a little bit about retail, and that you had some interesting conversations with interesting people.
Yeah, so, I mean, I had this retail store that I opened when I was a junior so basically I was a sophomore in college, and I was dorming, and I kind of got like written up and in trouble because I spray painted my whole dorm and made it look like a store. And so I got in trouble for that, and then they were like, you can't have a business in your dorm. And I was like, that's why NYU's not Harvard, you're against entrepreneurship. I fucking hate you. And so then everyone was moving out of the dorms, and so my friends were moving, and I was like getting peer pressure to live with them, but then I was like, I'm gonna spend the summer looking for a store and live in the back. And the price for a store that I found was the same amount for the dorm, and my parents were paying for my dorm. And I was like, hey, you want to pay for a store? And they were supportive of my entrepreneurship. And I moved in with an ex-girlfriend who's now dead to me. She's dead to me. Great joke. The timing is impeccable up here. But yeah.
So wait, in the store.
So yeah. So then I had
It's a store. It's a studio.
Yeah. So then I was in this store, and I had built it like a regular retail store, and I was like, wow, I did all this stuff just to sit here and like be a retail stuff. So I was like, I gotta make this like the most KidSuper place ever. So I spent like a year in the basement, like building this recording studio. Like that's why I said carpenter, really, because I became a carpenter. I built like a little soccer field. We got turf from upstate. We like built all this stuff, and like I stole a vending machine door, which you guys saw, which is like the epicest story of my life.
Police are outside.
Yeah, the police, definitely. They're still after me. But yeah, so I have this vending machine door, and like that's a crazy story of like I dressed up like a construction worker and like stole it. But like when I took it, there was a sticker on it that said only those who want to be forgotten give up. And I had spent like 6 months trying to steal this vending machine. So it was destiny and Jesus and stuff. But yeah, so then I was making this I built this kind of like creative studio, and all these kids came, like all these like musicians, and everyone was building it, and I was just sitting there like, this is way cooler than having a retail spot. So now I'm kind of like in the works of making it more like a studio hangout space, and I got all my friends to move into the building, so I kind of own the building. So like we're trying to make it like a place where people come for like creative blah blah blah, and then sell everything that we make.
That's great.
So it'd be like, and like after seeing all, I mean, the first, it's crazy, after the first presentation, I think I texted 4 people, because I'm definitely gonna have the app one where it's like by location, stuff is free. I'm stealing that idea. That was genius. You guys already stole all my ideas, you know. Might as well take something back. And then, and since I was a math major, I have a kid who's like a mechanical engineer, so I just texted him about putting like a battery packet in my arm jacket. So this was really awesome. So I'm definitely trying to do everything and anything. But yeah, so the retail spot in Brooklyn is like turning into like a recording, like a little creative,
like a happening place.
An Andy Warhol factory, if you will.
Factory.
But yeah, I mean that's what I'm trying to do. If anyone has like a ton of money out there, or wants to like really help, really, you know, cool kids.
Didn't you have somebody ask you to?
Yeah, people have definitely been interested in investing and helping out the stuff and stuff like that. But you need the right person to like. I don't want just money. I want someone who's like in PR, who writes for the New York Times. Anyone out there from New York? Yeah. But yeah.
You're okay?
Okay. But yeah, so I mean, the best journey and everything has been the people I've gotten to meet. Like I started making T-shirts, and now if I want to do anything across the board, even my math major stuff, it's easier now because I've built myself this like little platform that people are kind of aware of. So it's like now I can move on if I want to stop fashion. Not that I'm gonna stop fashion, because fashion is life. But
it is for us.
Exactly, fashion's life. But yeah, it's been a great ride.
Okay.
Or it's not.
I'm sorry.
Go.
All right.
Speed.
These are like rapid fire now.
Rapid fire.
Quick.
Yes.
Right? Your favorite song? Could there ever be a favorite?
Favorite song? That's so hard. You asked everyone else differently, like what music they're listening to now,
Yeah, what do you
and
think?
you went from my favorite song. I listen to like a lot of like gangster rap. Which no one said, which I was shocked. Definitely thought the Hasidic girls were definitely going to be listening to more gangster rap. I'm shocked.
They're not.
All right.
There's a reason they're so fashion forward. They love it.
What are you reading? What do you read?
I read like a first page of a lot of stuff. So like literally I read 12 pages of Richard Pryor's biography last night, which like I feel like once I got like the GIF, which is 12 pages of course.
Read the rest.
But yeah, I read a lot of those. I look at a lot of like art books, I guess. Someone moved out of their house and donated me like 400 books. So I have like a lot of like design books. But yeah, I don't read as much as like, I mean, I read as much as like a 23-year-old kid reads. Yeah, but I should read more, right, Mom? She reads a lot.
I'm sure she does. She's beautiful too. You're a beautiful mother.
Fox.
So, we already know the color. Well, maybe you're changing your, maybe it'll be a yellow-green instead of a yellow.
Well, yeah, I just designed my whole, like, I just shipped my, or like, ordered my whole, like, whatever next season is. And
You
there
mean
was,
today? You texted?
last night, I went to sleep at 4, so, like, 8 a.m. was pretty early. But, cause, like, China, not that I make in China, but China, they're open.
All right, I want to ask you one thing that's really important. Is everything you make handmade?
So like
all these. Like,
these bags are 100% handmade and made in America. But I painted like a. So basically, I was designing and I was looking at everyone's design and I was like, damn, everyone's copying everyone. How can I make something that nobody can copy? So I painted like a huge canvas and I chopped it up into different bags. So they're kind of like part of one big art canvas, art piece. So you can like be special and connected.
all right. Well, I hope we put a nice finish on the day with.
Any questions? Any Q&As? I will literally tell you anything about myself.
Well, unfortunately, we are up against a deadline, and they're going to have to visit you.
Everybody.
At my store. Oh,
My information. Should I tell? Yeah.
all right.
We have a few
All
minutes.
right. We have questions. Where are the questions?
How much are the bags? They're not 6,000. They're 350, which is like expensive. I get it. It's expensive for me, but I think they should be more.
And your shirts and your t-shirts?
I'm like pretty reasonably priced, unless like some fancy store wants to purchase from me, in which case I just double everything.
And so did they.
Yeah, and then they just double it, which I don't really understand. I'm like not the most fashion knowledgeable person, but I realized after watching these trend things that like just living in New York City, like I started making clothes kind of like fuck fashion, fuck the trends, like I hate all this stuff. I'm gonna make my own clothes, and then I realized they were just the trendiest clothes. I'm just spiraling.
All right.
More questions. How did we meet? Tinder. I swiped right, she swiped right. We started talking. We're all single.
Hey, you know what? We can have a drink later. Mom's here.
You can definitely teach me something.
No, this young man could charm anybody, and like at any age, just Mom.
Any age. It's important. Any age. She said it, I didn't.
So, I think,
We met.
do you have more questions?
Someone did an article about me.
Nobody can ask questions if you don't stop talking. Oh, he just said.
Someone wrote an article about me, and they saw it, and then
Where is Elizabeth?
they hit me up, and they were like, "Trend forecast."
Elizabeth, how did we hear about KidSuper?
That's the guest. Top 10 entrepreneurs in New York City.
Someone was talking about me.
We said, this guy can't be for real. He's like so cool. We want him. Like he's probably gonna say no.
Well, I got it, and like, just being really fashionable is kind of funny amongst my friends because none of them are really fashionable. I was like, they're trend forecasting. Like, no way. I did not know that was real. Like, I thought it was like in the movies and stuff. Like, Zoolander is my favorite movie. So that's how I see fashion. But then I was like, they're gonna ask me what my fall winter color is. Like, fucked up and didn't know it was green.
I think you have to put stand-up comedian on there. Or a sitting up. Well, that's right.
I'm only funny when you're asking me questions, though. Like,
All right, any more questions? Do we have any more questions?
I want to know what are the other languages you speak.
so my mother, she's from Spain, so I speak Spanish. And then when I went to Brazil, I had to learn Portuguese. But I'm not like the best. I'm better at Portuguese because I was in like a soccer favela area and they didn't speak English, so like I had to learn real quick how to speak Portuguese. But I think Brazil is like the best nation, so culture. You should all go.
Any more questions? All right. Well, this was a beautiful ending. Thank you, Combs.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you guys.
you, audience.